Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. I apologize in advance for talking a little bit more mumbled today. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll know that over the past weekend I actually had some oral surgery done, so I'm still a little lumpy on this side, but nowhere near as bad as it was on Saturday. But I'm still recovering from that, but I missed making videos and I really didn't want to put it off for like another week. But today's topic is going to be 10 tips that I have for shopping at Disney World. So this is in general buying souvenirs, buying actual things from the stores, not necessarily spending on restaurants or even the bakeries or anything like that, but actually making souvenir purchases. So my very first tip, it happens even before you get to the parks, and it is to make some space when you pack. Make sure that when you're packing your suitcase that you make a little bit of space to carry things home. I think this is the biggest mistake a lot of people make, and you don't want to find that you want to buy a couple of things, you go back to your room to put them into your suitcase and you cannot fit them in there. So before you go, you know, take out that one extra t-shirt, that one extra pair of shoes or dress, and make some space for souvenirs. The second tip is to save your purchases toward the latter half of the vacation. I say this because I think there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to see that you're going to want to buy immediately, and it isn't always the best thing to do. You want to take the time to really know if you want it or not. You don't want to impulse buy. You might see something else that you like even better, and you should really take the time to wait until the last few days to buy what you want to buy, just so you can be sure that you really want it. My next tip is to utilize some of Disney's package services. So a lot of people don't realize this, but when you buy something in the park, you have one of two options. One is you can have it sent to your resort. You can do this up until the second to last day of your vacation. The reason being that they cannot guarantee what time it'll get to your resort, and they usually want to have until about noon the next day for it to get there. So if you are checking out the following day after you're making the purchase, they'll tell you that they can't send it to the hotel just because they don't want to be liable if it doesn't make it there in time before your flight, especially if your flight is, say, 10:30 in the morning. But earlier in your vacation, you can utilize this, and what you basically do is when you make your purchase, you tell them, I want to send to my resort. They're going to have you fill out this green slip. You're going to say where you're staying, what room you're in, put your name and information, and where it basically ships to is your resort's souvenir shop. So the next day, you can stop into your souvenir shop at your resort and go up to a cast member, tell them you're picking up a package, and they should have your package in storage in the back. Like I said, they usually say after 12 o'clock just to be safe. Likewise, if you don't want to send it to your resort or you're towards that end of the trip and they won't let you, you can send it to the front of the park. And every single park has their own pickup area to get those bags. I know for like Hollywood Studios, it's right before you leave the gates. I know with Epcot, it's actually going out and to the left towards the buses. There's a little gift shop is where you pick up your souvenirs. It's different depending on the park, but basically you pick it up on your way out. So again, if you're buying that big thing, some big piece of art or just a large toy for your kids that they're not going to be playing with right now, and you don't want to lug this onto your rides and carry it around all day, ship it to the front of the park and pick it up on your way out, and it's great because you just don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is remember to go pick it up. Number 4 is to ship items home that might break in transit or that are an issue on a plane. I'm looking at you, Snow Globes, because it's going to be so much easier to have it shipped than to worry about carrying it yourself. Now, granted, I've still heard stories sometimes of things being shipped and being broken on the way, and it happens. It happens with any company, anywhere. But the great thing about that is if it breaks because of them, they can send you a new one. Whereas if you pack something fragile into your luggage and it breaks in the plane, there is nothing that Disney can really do about that. So I recommend that if it isn't very well padded and you think that it might move around in your luggage and break, just ship it home. Yes, you will have to pay whatever that shipping fee is, but you can do it again from any store. They will give you a little slip to fill out and put your address, and they will ship it home. And often I have found that depending on length of stay, you know, I can come home and it'll be there just a couple of days later. If I'm shipping it towards the end of my trip, it might be a week later, but at least I know that I'm definitely going to get whatever it is. I brought up snow globes because they do not coincide with the 3 ounces of liquid rule, and they will be confiscated at the airport. I remember when I used to be a cast member at the Old World of Disney here in New York, people would buy them all the time. Tourists would buy them, and we'd have to say, you're not gonna get through security with this. We're just letting you know, they're not gonna let you on the plane with this. So we highly recommend that you ship it. Some people took it anyway, and I don't know what happened to them when they got to TSA, but we always had to make sure that people knew, and they know that they do it down the parks as well, so you're better off just shipping snow globes. 5 is to budget yourself with a preloaded gift card. I know that doesn't sound really fun, like you just wanna go and spend all your money, right? But I find it's easiest to give yourself a budget ahead of time, whether it's $50, $100, $500. Just put it on a preloaded gift card so that you know how much you have, how much you're spending, and you keep within that range. I think it's the easiest way to keep track of your money, because it's so easy to use the magic band that's connected to your credit card, and then you're just charging and charging and charging, and then you look at your bill when you get home and you die of shock. There's no need to do that. I say don't use the magic band, preload a gift card and use that for your souvenir purchases. It's also great for kids. I know when I was younger, my mom would literally preload a gift card with like $50 or whatever and give it to me and my brother. We each got one, and it was like, this is yours to spend it wisely because that's all you've got. It was a great way to teach me about budgeting money when I was young, and it was also nice because I felt like I had the freedom to kind of run around with my own money and buy what I wanted to buy. Number 6, the large shops that seem to have everything in it, Mouse Gears, the Emporium, World of Disney. Most of those items can be found in every single park. So we're talking like the generic home goods stuff, a lot of the plush, even a lot of the clothing, unless it's park or ride specific, you can find in other parks. So if you walked out and you didn't buy the Lumiere candelabra, don't freak out. They likely have it at one of these other stores. So you can pop into those bigger stores when you go to the other parks, especially if you feel like you're not going to be going back to, say, Magic Kingdom where you saw it. On the flip side, specialty shops, a lot of the time that's the only place you're going to be able to get that merch, or maybe one of 2 places. So things like Memento Mori that has all of the Haunted Mansion merch. Not everything is exclusive to that store. Some of it you might find at Art of Disney and the like, but some things are. A lot of the World Showcase stores, especially if it's in each of the countries, that's only going to be for that country. Like, you can't buy a Venetian mask from Italy anywhere else. So those are the kind of stores that you want to make that decision when you are there, or you might find yourself backtracking if you really wanted the item. So just be sure of what can be found elsewhere and what can't. And cast members can usually help you if you aren't sure. Number 7, get the Shop Disney app. I say this for 2 reasons. It is actually really easy to like scan barcodes and see it pop up in the app. You can see where else it's available, all of that good stuff. What I like to do is see if it's actually available on the website to buy, because sometimes I'll say to myself, okay, if I can order this on the disneystore.com, then I don't really need to buy it right now and use the space in my luggage to get it home. But if it's not available on Disney Store and it's only available in parks, that will be more of an incentive for me to buy the thing that I want to buy. So it's really, really helpful to see if it's something that you can purchase later or not, and that might help you weigh out if you want to buy it right now or you just want to order it when you get home. Number 8, if you go shopping in Disney Springs, go for the specialty merch. Don't go and buy the things that you can buy at home. Like, yeah, there's a Sephora there, but there's a Sephora everywhere. You're wasting space in your bag and wasting money, really, to me, on things that you can buy anywhere else. But there's also a Uniqlo that has Disney Springs specific shirts and designs and all of that. And while yes, other Uniqlos in the US have Disney designs, there are a lot of exclusive ones to Disney Springs that you can't get anywhere else. So if you go shopping in Disney Springs, unless you don't have a specific store at home, then by all means go shopping, go crazy. But I think that you should spend your money on the more exclusive or specially designed for Disney merch, and then bypass the things that you could probably get in your mall at home. Number 9, if something you really love is out of stock in your size or a certain color, or just in general you can't find it, don't fret. Check back later in the trip, because they are constantly refreshing what they have out on the floor. We saw this with the huge rose gold ears craze. People would say it was sold out in Magic Kingdom one day and then find it in the Magic Kingdom the next day. So definitely check back. There's also a number you can call, a merchandising number. I will put it below. You can call it anytime, you can call it when you're there, and they will look up if the item is in stock in certain stores. But don't give up hope. You might be able to pop back in a day or two later and find your size in that shirt you wanted or whatever it is. And my last piece of advice, if you saw it on day 1 and you still want it on what I call day final, buy it. At that point, if you've been thinking about it for so long and you have been thinking about whether you want to spend the money or not, but you really love this thing, buy it. I feel like if you've gone on a week vacation and you're still thinking about whatever it is, a piece of art, a doll, whatever, you should get it. You know what I mean? Treat yourself a little bit and definitely go get that item. So those are my 10 tips for shopping at Disney World. I would love to know yours. I would like to know how you budget, how you make space for souvenirs, what souvenirs you think are more worth it than others. Another video I'm going to be making coming up soon, actually. Let me know all of that in the comments below. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe. I make videos every single week, and I'm usually not, you know, lumpy and half mumbling, I promise. So you should come back and enjoy my videos if you're into this kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.